is everything that I did to be successful as a reading tutor and even use it as a full-time income. I'm going to share with you what worked for me, what systems and platforms I used, and what technology I used. I'm not being sponsored or paid by these companies, but I wanted to share with you what has worked for me. You're going to find things that work for you, but see if any of these will help you. If you are just getting started as a Learn Reading tutor, the first thing you have to do is purchase the lessons to use. The Learn Reading lessons are excellent for online and in-person tutoring. If they're in person, then you just have the lessons printed out to use with your student. If they are online, then you just email or somehow send those lessons to the parent of the student. They print them out on their end, and then the student uses their pencil to work through the worksheets while you have that lesson pulled up on the screen if you're on Zoom. If you're just starting out, you might not want to invest in the whole complete set of lessons, which is around $400 right now, I believe. But you can get just one level at a time for $50 each. That first level usually takes about 2 to 3, maybe 4 months to get through all of those lessons. So there's plenty of time to earn income to purchase those additional levels. You might want to think about, however, purchasing the entire Learn Reading program if you are a tutor, because it has everything that a student would need from age about 4 through adult, and every reading level in there. If you purchase the Learn Reading lessons, like level 1, level 2, those are good for readers 6, really about 7 and older. On the website it says that those levels are good for about ages 7 to about 13. But if you purchase the whole program, which is right now about $50 a month, but the payments are stopped after 10 months, it's just kind of a payment plan, but you're not locked in, you can cancel at any time. Anyway, if you purchase the whole program, then you have everything that you need from those early readers, pre-readers, to the advanced course. So you have the preschool packet, the begin reading packet, with all the decodables in there. You have all of those Learn Reading lessons, which is about 2 years or more of materials. And then you also have the advanced course, which is the course for teenagers and adults that has only nonsense words in there so that they don't rely on their previous memory. That is an amazing course. So I would really recommend, if you can, to invest in that full program. So this brings us to step 2. As a professional tutor, you'll need a license for the legal permission to use the Learn Reading lessons professionally. The license is $50 a month for as long as you use the lessons for profit. A license also gives you permission to use the screenings in the book, Is It Dyslexia, for profit. If you're not familiar with this book, they include screenings that you can do professionally to screen people for dyslexia in grades kindergarten through adult. So with your Learn Reading license, you're not only a licensed Learn Reading tutor, but you're also a licensed dyslexia screener. The screenings won't be diagnostic assessments, but they will be very comprehensive screenings that will be able to shed a lot of important light in the lives of those who are wondering if dyslexia impacts them or not. A parent can always go and get this book and do the screenings themselves, but sometimes they just want somebody who's more familiar with the process to do it for them. It's slightly complicated, and once you get good at it, then you can be a wonderful resource for those who are looking for a dyslexia screening. Additionally, people who want a dyslexia screening for themselves or for their child will also most likely want the instructional methods that are appropriate for a dyslexic learner, which you are also already licensed to provide as a Learn Reading tutor. The Learn Reading lessons were developed with dyslexics in mind. As a certified dyslexia testing specialist myself and a certified dyslexia interventionist, I designed the Learn Reading programs to work specifically for dyslexic learners. So with a license, you can be a Learn Reading or dyslexia tutor, as well as a dyslexia screener. Additionally, with a license, you get to have your name and contact information at the top of the Learn Reading website. Learn Reading currently has over 1 million followers. Not all of them go to the website, but it does get a lot of traffic. There is a tab at the top that is a Find a Tutor tab that parents often go to see if they can find a tutor that they want for themselves or for their child. If you have a license, you are featured on that page. It's no additional cost, it just comes with your license. It's important for you to do your own outreach to provide the bulk of your clientele, but you might find that you do get a student or two, or maybe even more, from those online referrals. Also, with a license, you get to be invited to participate in a licensed Learn Reading tutor group. In that group, you will find a lot of files provided for you with a sample tutoring agreement, for instance, along with several other things. But it's the community that you're going to love. There is where you can ask others, what is working for you? Or what is your cancellation policy? Or how would you help this particular student? It's a wonderful place to collaborate with other tutors. And then also with a license, you are invited to become a certified tutor. That is just optional. To become certified, you have to pass an assessment. You have to take one student through 10 lessons. You have to have an interview with me, and there is a small fee. And then with that certification status, you get to call yourself a licensed and certified learn reading tutor. Your name is at the very top of the Find a Tutor page, and you are invited to participate in the Tutor Match program, which is where we match students and tutors for parents who are looking for that assistance. Okay, so we've talked about how to get started as a tutor with the materials that you will need, the license that you will need. Now, let's talk about setting up your actual private practice. I recommend setting up an online presence so that you can send people there, or people can just find you if they are looking for a tutor online. You can have a website, or you can just use your social media to have that online presence. Using social media to acquire clients is how a lot of our licensed learn reading tutors became full. It's how I always became full. I just put a post out on social media that says, hey, I have some spots open, and they were all filled usually within hours. The second thing you can do is to get a business license. I'm not sure about the necessity of a business license in all states, but I chose to get one. The third thing that I would highly recommend is to get a business bank account. This will keep your business income and expenses separate from your personal income and expenses, and that makes it a lot easier at tax time. The fourth thing you will need is a payment processor, or some way to receive payments. You can choose to use just PayPal invoicing or simply use Venmo, but an app that I really love and use myself is called Pocket Suite. This app sends out invoices automatically. I don't have to do a thing. It sets up reminders. It also keeps all of my clients in one place and allows you to communicate with them. It's kind of like a chat platform as well. And you also get your own business phone number if you have the business plan. That's the kind that I have. So your phone can have a personal phone number and a business phone number. Just makes everything a little bit more professional. Then after you're ready to receive payments, you just need to have your space set up. If you're tutoring in person, you'll need a desk and some chairs, a printer, some ink and paper, some pencils. I always threw some suckers in there and some little fidget toys for the kids. If you're tutoring online, you need to make sure you have your Zoom set up, or however else you're going to do that video conferencing. And then the last thing you need, what you don't need, but I recommend it, is a tutoring agreement. I have a sample tutoring agreement for you in the portal if you're a licensed tutor, or in the Facebook group. But in this PDF that you will see below, there will be bullet points on what you should include in your tutoring agreement. The PDF of what I've just talked about is below, and it includes a lot of other things as well that I didn't mention in the video. And now you are ready for your students. I have given you a lot of information in this video, but there's a lot more that I go into a lot more depth. It's all set up in a licensed tutor portal, which is also free, by the way, for licensed tutors and screeners. There's a lot of documents and videos and resources for you in that portal. You have the tutoring agreement, a sample screening agreement. You have a list of the Learn Reading rules, a whole summary of them, teaching tips resources, playing card resources, games and activities and stuff is in there. And that's all free if you are a licensed tutor. Okay, so I hope that helps. I hope that if you are just getting started, that kind of sets a fire underneath of you, or if you are already an established tutor and just kind of wanted to fine-tune some things, I hope that helps. I want you to know that you have my deep appreciation for what you're doing. Your students need you, and I appreciate you taking the time to build a tutoring practice to really understand what struggling and dyslexic learners need. You're changing lives, you're changing families, you're changing generations. Thank you for all that you're doing out there.